Good morning and happy Labor Day. After a 2 week hiatus, it's my pleasure to bring you the weekly market recap again. Our hiatus was due to, we'll call it technical difficulties with the start of online school. I hope everybody is well and healthy. I wanted to take a few minutes and look at what the week was, what we've got coming up, and get you guys the information. So I hope everybody is well. So this week, we came into the week with riding a hot streak. We were 5 consecutive weeks of the S&P 500 seeing weekly gains. We looked like we were on track with that, with gains on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Towards the end of the trading session on Wednesday, we did start to see some profit taking, and that continued to a much higher extent on Thursday. What this did was shaved off with some of our major tech names out there, started to take some of the profits that we've seen over the last couple of months, drawing the broader market down lower with it, alongside of it, and giving us a negative start to the month of September, which did give me pause to look and see at how we did in August. With a 7% gain in the S&P 500, August was our best August since 1986. Volatility did make a bit of a return. We pushed the volatility index up to about 38 there on Thursday, and that is exceptionally higher than our normals, but nowhere near the all-time highs that we saw back in February, March, when we reached a record of 83 on the VIX, which is the volatility index. So keeping close on that. One thing about that is it still has not quite returned to historical norms. So we'll want to keep a closer eye on that. Other pieces that we saw this week, two other things came to light this week. We had a jobs report, which we added 1.4 million jobs, bringing us to a total of nearly 22 million people back to work, which is fantastic. That means we've reached about the halfway point since we began March, and we lost 40 million jobs or so. We've reached about the halfway point. We do have a unemployment rate of about 8.4% were the latest numbers that we saw. So nobody expected things to get back immediately, and it's kind of a slog our way through it, but we are seeing positive in that space. We saw a little bit of volatility in oil this week with the oil prices in TMI dropping just below 40. First time we've seen that since early June. Couple of months we've seen is kind of steady progress in the oil market. Just kind of slow and steady is always a good thing in that space. Again, nowhere near the huge amount of volatility we saw in the early spring, even when some futures had turned negative at one point or another. So those are a couple things we're keeping an eye on. Obviously, always here to talk. With that said, I do hope everybody is healthy, happy, having a wonderful Labor Day weekend. I look forward to speaking to each of you. And as always, if anyone needs anything, concerns, questions, we could talk about all of this, some of this, or even more. Please feel free to reach out to me. Again, Justin Long with Yazoo Wealth. I'll talk to you soon. We'll see you next week.